Okay, new believer, it's time for a gut check, and the gut check is, are you changed? Thinking about that song from Stephen Curtis Chapman I talked about in part one. What about the change? What about the difference? It's been a while now. You're now a part of the Christian faith. Are you really changed? Are you different? Are you approaching your work relationships differently, and your family relationships, and your friends, and how you go about your life day to day? Is it different? In other words, if I were to walk in the room and I were to say, okay, would fill in your name, the Christian, please stand up? Would people be pointing to you saying, hey, you're that guy, you're the Christian? Are you making a difference in the world? Are you being salt and light, and that sort of thing? I have a friend who's a priest in the Anglican Church, and he says, Jamie, my ministry is to the churched but the unconverted. In other words, they're people that show up at church each and every week. They occupy a pew, they give an offering, they sing in the choir sometimes, they show up at the potlucks, but they haven't really been converted. They haven't really been changed from the inside out in the way that they could be, so that their lives are a testament to the grace of God operative in the world. The Apostle Paul, the one who wrote today's passage that we read from, the Apostle Paul called Christians aliens in this world. In other words, we're part of God's family. We're living as part of God's kingdom, and so even though we're still here on earth, we're like aliens here. Do you feel like an alien today? Would your friends describe you that way? Would they describe you as someone who's so filled with joy and so filled with grace that it is pouring out from you into the world? Is that the case? Well, it's time for a gut check. If it's not, I invite you to pray with me this week that God will do just that, that a spark will be lit within your heart, and that will ignite into a flame, and that flame will burn so bright that it glorifies God in every single thing you do. Know that we're praying for you here. We want to be an encouragement to you. I know that the journey isn't always easy. I don't know where you've been prior to this conversion to Christianity, but I do know this. I do know that God has a plan for your life. So don't give up. Keep pressing on. Work for the change, and know that God loves you, and so